Do you plan on deploying video collaboration spaces at your organization? You might consider a device like this Cisco Roombar. But is it the actual right device for your space? Don't guess. Cisco has recently come out with a tool called the Workspace Designer. It allows you to take devices like this and pair them to the actual workspaces, the dimensions, the room size, and the acoustic qualities of that space so that you can design the right room with the right components and ultimately get the best experience for your users. With that being said, let's dive in and check it out firsthand with a live demo. To get started, go to Cisco's Workspace Designer tool. I have a link in the video description if you can't find it online. It is going to bring you to a screen that looks something like this. You have the option right out of the gate to choose the room size that you want to work with. I'm actually going to go ahead and choose a medium-sized room just because I work with a lot of spaces that are designed for that 6 to 10 person table or conferencing situation. Go ahead and hit the arrow to move forward. First, you'll notice a couple things about the Workspace Designer. You have the ability to adjust the units up here, meters or feet, depending on how you build your spaces. You can adjust the number of people. You can see the number of people total there. You can see tips. Currently, it is showing that the camera, microphone, display, and table design are optimal. If they turn yellow or red, it means that something is a little bit unoptimal, and it will actually tell you in the tips section what that might be and how you can correct it. On the right-hand side, there'll be adjustments, and there's a handful of steps that we'll go through. You can actually make adjustments to the design. On the left-hand side, you can choose the overview, where you can manipulate the layout. You can see an in-room view, so as if you were sitting at the head of the table. You can also see the camera view, as if you're a participant on the far side. You can adjust the camera view as well if there is adjustable options. You can see the measurements of the space. You can see the camera coverage, the microphone coverage, and the display coverage on the left-hand side as well. Let's go through here and adjust the size of our room a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit bigger and taller. We can hit next. This allows us to change the design of the table, to add additional seats, to make the table longer, and ultimately get that experience in this tool that matches our physical environment that we're designing for. We'll click next. The next step allows you to choose the software experience on the endpoint. Pretty simple, but we're going to go ahead and look at both Teams or Cisco Room OS. Stick with Room OS. We'll click next. The next step allows us to choose the actual video device that we want to put in the room. We can toggle the options. Here you see a Room Kitty we can put a Board Pro, and ultimately, if we really wanted to, we can add the other devices back that are maybe not as optimal. So for instance, Roombar, here the tip says camera coverage is marginal. If you really wanted to see what the camera coverage looks like, you can go back into that view and you can see that the last 4 seats get cut off a little bit. And from a microphone perspective, yeah, they get cut off a little bit as well. So let's go back and put this Roombar Pro back in and move on to the next step. We have the ability to change the display layout. Let's do dual displays. And we can also change the camera placement. Put the camera above the displays or below the displays. Again, use this camera view to see what that would look like based on the layout that's available. Finally, we get to choose the microphone experience that we want in the space. You can use the built-in microphone array that's in the endpoint. We can use the Table Mic Pro. And one thing that's nice about this is we can change microphone coverage to on. Here you see that 3 table mics are recommended. We could toggle this to be a ceiling mic, and you'll notice that one ceiling mic right here covers the entire room with a design like this. Ultimately, when you're done, we can go and click next. The final step will give you the blueprint for the space. You see the room dimensions, the table layout, the camera and display configuration. You can actually view this blueprint and save it, or you can actually share it by copying this link, and you can share it with your Cisco representative, your Cisco integration partner. You can share it with a colleague. It really doesn't matter. This design is now saved and it's yours. You can always find your way back to it if you need to reference it later. Hopefully that's been helpful. If you have questions, comments, other tips or tricks, leave them in the video comment section below. I always love to hear from you guys. Make sure that device is used properly in the right deployment model, and you're going to really enjoy the collaboration experience. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you back soon.